Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today we are playing the original Dark Souls. It's a game I've played before. If you've never watched it, then I hope you enjoy. We are gonna do Pyromancer for this one.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. and amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
The dark sign makes you undead.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Yeah, the more and more you die as an undead, the more and more crazy you become until you completely lose yourself. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you. And these are all little things left by the game in order to help you out. They're like basically tutorial information. There's our big demon. Might come back and fight him later. The controls for this on mouse and keyboard, by the way, very strange. So, E is the interact button, right? You got left click for a normal attack. Then you got hold shift and click left click for a heavy attack. Right click is your right hand. And then scroll up changes your spells. Scroll down scrolls your items. And then if you hold shift, scroll up changes what's in your right hand. Scroll down shifts what's in your left hand. Very weird. Holding spacebar makes you sprint. Rest of the bonfire to recover. So the boss is going to fall down there. We're just supposed to go over here. Not supposed to fight them yet because you haven't gotten any of your real weapons. You just have a hilt of a sword. Get your shield. Yeah. So now we got our axe and our sword. Or shield, rather. A little bit better. Gives us the bow. I don't remember where we get the pyromancy glove. I thought we started with it. Okay, why do I feel like I missed it somewhere? Yeah, we got the axe. Those fog walls usually are indicative of a boss fight of some kind. I remember this booby trap. We'll get to that in a sec. Let me just open this shortcut. There's our guy who saved us.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid.
Hollow is when you lose your mind from dying too much as an undead.
Lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
I will definitely hear you out.
I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death, and thank you.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Go. Now you can hear me. There we go. Mic was cutting out. Good morning, Simon. I'm sorry you couldn't hear me earlier. Have you ever played or watched someone play Dark Souls? This is the original one. Way back when. Still holds up surprisingly. It's it's an old game. Firelink Shrine. Yeah, I would like to level up my vitality a little bit. And my Demo attunement. Heard it was the granddaddy of the roll to dodge mechanic. Yeah, you're not wrong actually. I'm gonna go with a little bit of dex. Yeah, so it's a very slow and methodical play style that you are not usually used to, because you're typically, especially in the shooter games, kind of roll in, blast them up, and then roll out. Your health recovers over time, stuff like that. In this game, very slow and methodical. If you attack at the wrong time, or if you start your attack animation really, you're kind of stuck in that animation. Enemies have their own animations that they can commit to, basically, but it's like a game of cat and mouse. You typically want to wait for the enemy to attack and leave an opening that you can go in and then get your attack in. You end up learning a lot of the boss's animations throughout the game. What's up, dude? This is our faith guy. So there's all kinds of different peeps in this area of Firelink Shrine. It's like the central point that connects all of the crew together. I'm trying to remember how to get over here. Is it? I think it was here, yeah. It's like a secret part in the back of Firelink Shrine that has a couple of items that you can get. Campfires are the save points, yeah. The tricky thing, there's a Morning Star, nice, and a Talisman. The tricky thing about the fire spots, which I'll show you in a second, it's an upside down and downside. And since I'm in the graveyard, I'm going to swing by, get that there Zweihander. These skeletons are way above my level. If I were to actually take the time to fight them, I would get my shit kicked in. Especially this big one. And then I gotta go get this Zweihander. And then I gotta run my ass back home. So the skeletons are unique in this game. You can go to... Oh, I'm out of stamina. I don't want to get bleeded out. Hi, Mr. Bird. I'm gonna go rest at this point over here. Okay, so the bonfires, they're a double-edged blade. So they fully restore your health potion, which between those you only get 5 normally. This one is unique in that it gives you 10 uses. That's my Estus flask on the bottom left corner. And it full heals you. It removes any debuffs. So it's like a full reset. But in the sense that it's a full reset, it also respawns every enemy in the game when you rest at a bonfire. So if you reach a point where you're relatively safe, you've cleared out all these adds and made it up to a bonfire, you can rest there, but all the enemies behind you are now back alive. So it ends up being a little tricky. We will meet people along the way, like this dude, who give us cryptic hints. Like he's going to tell us about the two bells.
Must be let me guess, fate of the undead, but there's no salvation here. Well, there are.
Two bells of awakening.
One's up above,
One in the church, the other in
one
Blighttown.
in both. And something happened.
No, I know it sounds like it shouldn't be in there, but that's actually how it's intended. It's supposed to be like a hard reset save point. So this is the central point that links all the areas, and if you played the game before, you know there's all kinds of secret spots in the Firelink Shrine here. As you move through an area, you'll come back to Firelink through an area, like a direction that you didn't know existed. Like, for example, without even like really knowing it, there's a staircase over here that leads you down here. This leads you to the Firekeeper, who is the one who's actually keeping that fire up there alive. And there's also a secret staircase over here that leads down to another area. So if you've played the game before, there's all these little secrets that you discover along the way that make subsequent playthroughs a little bit faster because you can find shortcuts. I am playing Pyromancer for this run through, so we are going to just go the normal way. So you see he's just doing that, and then now he's got an opening, and I can go in and get him. And some enemies, like up there, he's going to throw fireballs. There's also a hidden stat in this game called Poise, which is how much flinch resistance you have. You see every time I hit these enemies, they are kind of flinching out. Backstab. They're kind of flinching out. So if you have high poise, when an enemy hits you, you won't get that flinch. Whoa, oh, and I'm dead. And just like that. So the tricky thing is your souls, which is that number in the bottom right corner, is your money. You see I lost all of my money. And that's how you buy levels, that's how you buy equipment. It's very important to get your souls. When you die, your souls stick around on the ground. Yeah, that's where the you died scene comes from. So that little green pile on the ground there, that's all of my souls. If you die once, you can go back to the place where you previously died, if you could make it back there, and recover your souls. No love lost. You're totally good to go. If you die a second time while your souls are on the ground, they're gone forever. So it really requires a methodical play to try to get back to the point where you were. Oh, this is going to be tricky. So you also have that green... Let's just go for a backstab. Whee! Got it. So, didn't lose anything. Totally good. So the backstab is a really weird mechanic. If you get behind an enemy and you attack as you're exactly behind them, then you can do a backstab that generally does very good damage. This part up here is tricky because this guy's throwing stuff, but also this guy over here. And then this guy on the left is going to come down the stairs, and it just gets a little hectic. There's just a lot going on. Hiya! Cool. The neat thing is that when you pick up an item on the ground, like this item down here, this will only be pick upable once. If I die and come back, that item is like permanently gotten. Which is kind of cool. And that is, by the way, I'll go to my inventory real quick and show you. That is these. It's the Souls of Lost Undead, or Large Soul of Lost Undead. These, you can break them one time. They're like almost like a flask. You use it once and then it's gone. But it gives you bonus money based on what caliber of item it was. Items reset like enemies at the bonfire. The items do not reset. Once you pick them up off the ground, you have them for good. So you can't just loop it like that. There's going to be a rat in here. These guys are tricky. One, because you're fighting it in this small area, and if I wasn't using an axe, if I was using a bigger weapon, then you get wall flinch, which sucks when you're trying to attack someone and you go, hiya, and then it just doesn't connect with the enemy because you accidentally hit the wall. That's a bummer. The second tricky thing is that these little assholes poison you if they hit you. And poison is, it's a little meter at the bottom that will slowly drain your health until the poison is gone. And this early in the game, I really have no way. Wolfenstein says school cat. Yeah, it really is neat. The size of your weapon will determine if your hit connects too, because if your weapon's too big, like in a small tunnel like this, you would get flinched. Let me see up here. There's also going to be some neat business. Ooh. I gotta get a better shield. So I generally really like using a shield. Hi-ya! But this, you can see this shield is broken as shit, and it's a piece of shit. It's not a good shield. So there's a mechanic on the shield that has a certain. I just woke up the other guy. Did I? No, he's down there. Okay. So there's a mechanic on the shield that is called. I think it is. Where can I find that stat? There is a stat that tells you about. There we go. Physical damage reduction. So, I like shields that physically have as close to 100% physical resistance as possible. Magic resist and all of that junk is like bonus, but it's not as necessary. But 65 basically means that this shield will absorb 65% of incoming damage. So that still means that 35% of the damage is going to chunk to my health bar, which you can see, I guess if you're looking opposite, in the top corner of my screen. So you see my health is missing. So I have my health and my stamina up there. That's where that guy is. I heard him running around. Wow, you went all the way around. Man, you might have snuck up on me while I was explaining if I wasn't careful. So, as you swing, as you commit to making attacks, you'll lose stamina. Also, if you're dodging, you'll lose stamina. If your stamina runs completely out, then you won't be able to do those actions. So, you'll basically be super vulnerable. The health bar doesn't refresh unless one of two conditions is met. Either you rest at a bonfire, or you drink an Estus flask. So, I'll show you Estus flask right now. Whoop, health is full. Should be a guy in here, yep. This guy, really. And you can see even though I'm blocking there, I still took some health damage. That's because my shield only blocks a certain percentage of the things. Also, all of these are destructible, and sometimes there's items in them, which is really fun. To just kind of like Zelda your way through the map and destroy everything. For how old this game is, the physics surprisingly still hold up. It's a little buggy with the enemy body sometimes. So, animate the character, 14-foot long broadsword with one hand. Gets stuck mid-swing on a branch. Yeah, no kidding. The weapon that I picked up earlier, the Zweihander, I'll show you. It's the Super Mondo two-handed weapon. Yeah, I can't even wield it, my strength isn't high enough. But this is how big that baby is. It's huge. Yeah, ragdoll enemies is honestly really funny. And sometimes they get stuck like inside of your character's body, and so you can just like move them around with you while you're running. It gets very funny. But yeah, the Zweihander, you can see it has a certain stat requirement to using it. Let me toggle the display real quick. So requirement paradigm. So it requires 24 strength in order to wield it, and 10 dexterity. I have the 10 dexterity, you can see over here, but you could say I only have 12 strength instead of 24. So what that means is I don't have the required stats to wield this weapon. I can still physically put it on, but you see there's now a little red X next to it, and when I try to swing, super slow, takes a ton of stamina. If I dual wield it, which I actually don't remember exactly what the button was to dual wield, which I could look up, I guess. Key settings. What was dual wield? F for toggle grip. Okay. So yeah, two-handed grip. So I still don't have enough strength to two hands. Two hands increases your strength, what would be your strength stat, by 50%. So if I got up to, let's see, if it's 12 and it's 24, I think if I get, I think it's 18, then I would be able to two-hand this weapon. But currently, you can see, I still don't have the strength. My character does a super long, slow animation, so I wouldn't be able to use this weapon yet. Maybe eventually I'll be able to. Right now, we're just sticking with the hand axe. Going through the fog wall. And down here. Another soul. Fantastic. There's going to be some enemies up here. I can hear them pitter-pattering. Oh, there's a dragon. Yeah, the depth of this game is surprisingly good. And this game is, like, I think way over 10 years old, even. The game ripped off Skyrim. Yeah, they're called drakes in this game. They're not actually dragons. Well, that one at least is a drake. This area is really tricky, too. Oh. Because that guy up there is shooting a crossbow, I have to be careful about being in line of sight of him. You see him shooting it back over there? So if those tag me, I'll take a fair amount of health damage. So what I want to do is I want to get right underneath him here and try to fight this guy down here, because then that guy up there won't be able to hit me. Oof. Oof. That hurts. Something like that. This enemy dropped an item. Oh, touch that. Got a little, oh, another item over here. Nice. Wood shield. That looks a lot better than what I currently have. The other thing that's very tricky about this game is this little black stat over here. This is item weight. So your character, based on their endurance stat, can only hold a certain amount of weight before they do what's called fat rolling. I'm going to heal up here. What's up, Barda Gaming? So you really want to manage your weight so that you don't become overburdened. If you do, it can end up really bad, because then you'll do what's called a fat roll. So I think this is light roll right now. But basically, if your weight gets too heavy, your roll will get diminished. Yeah, me too, dude, me too. So there's the bonfire lit. So that means that this is now an official save point in the game, and when I rest at the bonfire, I can travel to any other bonfires that I've unlocked. Now, you can see that I killed all the enemies up to this point here. When I rest at this bonfire, I'll get all my Estus flasks back, which is cool. I can spend my runes, or my souls to level up. Let's do... I'm gonna do more health. But now that I've rested at the bonfire, you can see all the enemies are back alive. So that's the tricky part. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to clear these enemies out, and then I'm going to check, because I didn't check earlier, what the physical resistance is on this shield. It seems like it's pretty good. Oh, that's another thing, is if the enemy's attack is not strong enough to break through the shield, they'll flinch when they hit off of it. So let's check real quick. 93%, that's pretty good. Okay. Nito. Yeah, Nito's super fun. Especially if you have a holy weapon. If you don't, it gets a little tricky. So there's a vendor down here. Oh, I have to deal with this guy first. I forgot about this guy in the wall. Yeah, he's super cool. His design and his story, it's so cool.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
So this is the undead merchant. So he sells some pretty useful items. Residence key, very handy. Weapons, also super handy. We definitely will fight him. We're definitely fighting Nito, Simon. 100%. The heater shield is the one that I like the most because it's 100% damage reduction. I don't have too many souls right now, but I would like to pick up a good shield. So I will pick up the heater shield. I would also like to get, I didn't see it in here, but he sells another item. Chain armor.
Thank you kindly.
If I remember correctly, you kill him, you get the residence key, and you get the katana, which is the item that I'm thinking about. Which is a really good early game. There we go, heater shield. Yeah, I think we're gonna kill him. Well, we're gonna try to kill him at least. It looks like he's got a lot of...
Why me?
Yeah, residence key. And the Uchigatana. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, we've got... Where are you? There you are. I cannot sufficiently wield this weapon. What do I need to wield this weapon effectively? I need 14 in each. Okay, so my next thing is to get that. 14 in each. Until then, hand axe. And if I remember correctly, there was another thing to get over here. The cool thing about blocking with the shield now... Ooh, nice, we get something off him. Broken straight sword. The cool thing about blocking with the shield with 100% now is that we don't... What's it called? We don't lose any health for blocking now. Very handy. The extra thing... You'll notice in the top left corner, Simon, that we have that 1. That means that we now have a special item called a humanity. You can see the shadows of other players resting at the bonfire. So the humanity, it does a lot of different things. It increases the chance to find items on enemies. If you're using a chaos-infused weapon, it increases the scaling of the damage. But mostly what you can do is you can do what's called reverse hollowing, which basically makes you from this ugly son of a gun to being back to a normal human. What that does is it allows you to play online with other players. So if you wanted to cooperative play with someone else, you could reverse hollow and then you could summon them into your game as a... I forget what they're called. They look like ghosts. And you can play cooperatively with another player. The tricky thing is if you go online, you also run the risk of getting invaded by another player who's out to kill you. So there's active PvP in this as well. Let's kill these guys real quick, which should be a lot easier with this shield. Oh shoot, mistimed that. Go. These guys are throwing fireballs. I'm gonna have to time this. Looking good. This room's a little tricky. Now it's a little less tricky. Hi-ya! Yeah, the PvP in this game is pretty brutal too. People don't invade you to like hang out and be your friend. They really try to mess you up. If I remember correctly, there's another one to the left here. Yeah. One very important thing about the chests in this game, some of them are mimics. So you have to be careful which ones you choose to open. Hey, lady. And the mimics in this game are absolutely terrifying. Cool. Deal with these asshole fireball guys. Oh, unless they're gonna just throw a fireball in my face. Oh, goodbye. Final Fantasy 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Residence key to open this up. It's this chest here, which gives us gold pine resin. Gold pine resin you can apply to your weapon, and it gives your weapon a lightning effect. Certain enemies in this game are more resistant to certain damage types and less resistant to others. This first boss coming up here, if you know that little trick, is vulnerable to lightning damage. So we can put that on our weapon and increase our damage against the first boss, which is kind of cool. Nice. So, if we go down here, there's a secret boss. I'll show you what he looks like. I'll show you what he looks like now. Hopefully I don't trigger him. This guy. Over there, that big knight. He will mess my shit up this early in the game. But later on, we can come back here and kill him, and he gives a pretty decent item. But right now, definitely cannot fight him. This is also a booby trap, which there are some of those in the game you have to be careful of. There's actually an area that's Sen's Fortress, which everyone nicknames Sen's Funhouse. It's all booby traps. All the fucking time. It's a real pain. This, I believe, does not open. Yeah. Up, up, up we go. If I remember correctly, there was some secret thing hidden in those. So this is going to lead to our first boss area. I'm going to heal up all the way for this. I'd like to put the gold pine resin on my... 1, Alright, so you could run forward and trigger the boss, but what you really want to do is get up to here first. Take care of these assholes who are going to snipe on you while you're in the boss fight, which is a real pain, let me tell you. Ugh. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go down the ladder, trigger the boss fight, climb back up the ladder, and then get a falling blow on the top of his head. And then we're probably going to dodge the shit out of him and try to hit him with these fireballs. Yeah, there he is. It's a huge Minotaur. I'll show you in a second. I just have to run first. Yeah, don't forget the resin. Good call. There we go. So that does a huge portion of his health. Ouch. We got him. I was gonna hit him with the fireballs, but I realized that the lightning damage that we put on our thing does more damage. At least I think it does. Cool! 3,000 more souls. And we get to progress further into the story. Alrighty. So this is where the Drake shows up. I remember that. I don't have the key for that yet. I do get to meet the most wholesome character in the whole game. Hello, Mr. Solaire.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora.
Solaire!
The Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, surely. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
You can tell from his chest piece. He loves the sun.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
I have I like propositions.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined.
I agree.
In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be near?
Probably not. We're probably meant to be Solaire.
Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Sun bro! Yeah, no kidding. Praise the sun! I would like that.
Great. Well then, take this.
Take this. White sun,
We are
soapstone.
amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation.
Jolly
We're
cooperation!
not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
So the white sign soapstone that he gives you is how you do cooperative play. You put that sign on the ground and it shows up in other people's world, and if they interact with that sign, you get pulled into their world to help them fight the boss. If you are a normal spirit, you'll show up white. If you join Solaire's faction, yes, there are factions in this game, then you'll show up as a giant orange spirit, which is super fun. He's the best. So his faction, they call them Sun Bros, but it's the Warriors of Sunlight. They are all about co-op, friendly. They're there to show you all the secrets and then help you beat the boss. They're a very wholesome group. This is going to be a little tricky because I have quite a bit of souls here, but I need to make it down into this cubby. So what we're going to do I might summon him. We'll see. We might not kill the sunlight bug, Art of Gaming. We might get the tragic ending. We'll see how we feel along the way. So, we're going to summon the Drake here by running out. If I can time this correctly, we're going to be able to go into this cubby on the right-hand side. If I can't, we're going to burn to death. I would like you to not attack me, thank you. Oh, we made it. Just barely, but we made it. Oh, we're not going to go this way yet. We're going this way. So this is very important. This, you can kick the ladder, boom! So now, we've unlocked a permanent shortcut. Back down to the Undead Berg, where we first started. But now, if we rest at this bonfire, one, we can level up, which is going to be awesome. And we need to, because we have a lot of money right now. We need 14 strength, 14. Perfect. Okay, cool. We can wield our weapon now. No more the days of the fire axe. Now we get to wield the Uchigatana. Aha. We get to be a weeb. But in addition, this is now a permanent unlock. So now this shortcut will stay. And we can skip right from the Undead Berg right up to the stairs where we were. Which is super cool. In addition, this area here, very tricky, summons the Drake, and he kills all those guys, which gives us a lot of souls. Which you can use this to do over and over, and get a fair amount of souls early in the game, which is kind of neat. You can also, from here, you can shoot his tail with a bow and arrow, and it gives you a stupid, powerful weapon, which we're probably going to try to do. The downside of that, which you can call me dumb, is that I forgot to buy arrows from the undead merchant before we killed his ass, so I can't get arrows right now to do that. But we will come back here, and we will get those arrows eventually. Oh, I'm going to get attacked here. Yeah. Yeah, very dumb. This sword, though, this, I think it's the Drake sword, is stupid powerful in the early game. The tricky thing, these basic weapons like the Uchigatana, you can level them up, and they get stronger and stronger. The Drake sword, you can't level up, but its base stats are so high that in the early game, it is ridiculously powerful. I actually forgot to buy the arrows, so we're going to... You know what I might be able to do? Yeah, so if you hit forward and attack at the same time, you do a kick. Twinkle Titanite to upgrade it. I think you can, but I think the scaling on it is not good enough to warrant using the Twinkling Titanite. For the peeps who are watching Lady and Simon, the Twinkling Titanite is how you upgrade special weapons. This is going to be a tricky little... These rats in here are a real pain. Rats are always a pain. The rats are cool, though, in that they tend to try to drop humanity, and I'm going to need a lot of humanity as a pyromancer, because we're going to talk to a special character that gaming knows about, and we're going to need a lot of humanity for that. There's also a secret boss up here, but again, he'll kick my shit in, so we're not going to go there first. We can get to here, but that'll despawn the Drake, which we kind of want to keep there in case we need souls later. If I find another vendor, which I think we're actually coming up to one soon here, because I think we get to Homie in the near future here. This little... I forget if this is a boar or if this is what he is, but he's a mini-boss. And we can fight him if we wanted to, clear out the room, and then we go downstairs and there's a whole deal. Or we can just beat the guy who's gonna lock the door to the punch. Ah, we died. Damn, we needed to pull that lever before we died here. That's gonna set us back a little bit. Speedrun to murder all the vendors in the game. Yeah, no kidding. There's a couple that we could kill, and like that other guy, you can buy you can't get the Uchigatana off him, I think, unless you kill him. But it's fine. The other stuff you can buy off of him. Backstab. No, I want to kick him. There we go. There's that wall flinch coming into play. Alright, let me see if I can... Right, 2 strikes to kill the rats. 1, 2. Alright, cool. And then this guy. 1, 2. Okay, so now that we're on this side, and I believe he keeps that gate closed. If it's still open, we can go for it again and just risk losing our souls because we have that dragon that can get us more. If the gate is already closed behind him, then it'll get a little tricky. The gate is already closed behind him, so we are going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, which involves not being down here, going up the stairs here, so we can not get wrecked by that guy. Lowering skills, which can distract enemies. Oh, that works. Alright, so we got this guy here, who I don't want to fight in that hallway because I'll get flinched. Oh, I was going for the backstab there. There we go. Now I have fire bombs, and I can throw them down on this guy if I wanted to. But also if I can get behind him, I can do a huge backstab. And I think I can do that by him attacking me over here. Of course his butt would be in the fire. Let's heal up a little bit here. Looks like he's just gonna die in that fire. I didn't even know you could do that, but that's pretty cool. Today I learned. I know you can backstab him in the butt, because that's the only part that's not armored. I didn't know you could coax him into that little fire pit. That's kind of insane. Okay, cool. So all the enemies in this area are toast. We gotta go there to get our runes, or our souls. Unfortunately, it means we have to go down here, and this is just Ambush City. Oh, thank you for following, Art. Appreciate you. So he's gonna coax me over here, and the reason why is because there's enemies around the corners here. And they just backstab you as soon as you get in there. Because they're big jerks. Yeah, like that. Just like that. So our other runes on, or other souls on the ground, I've been playing too much Elden Ring. Our other souls on the ground, toast. They're gone. No more. That's okay. We've got all the ones from the dragon that we could want. In addition, the ones that we had on us, the 1600, we can still go and collect. We just have to get past this first part. Once we can get past this first part, we can go get the Drake Sword by going to our blacksmith. Goodbye. Yeah, I think the blacksmith sells arrows, so I think we can get it from him. Alright, so all these enemies are back up. The boss should not be here anymore, because the bosses tend to not respawn. Yeah, boss is gone. So it's just these normal enemies. It shouldn't be too bad. Oh, I got the wall flinch. I got the stabbed in the butt. Okay. Huh? Okay, we should be okay. I want to fight this guy in this corner here. I really don't want to have a billion guys here, so I'm gonna go back down here. Hopefully I don't get the wall flinch. I think if I keep him against that wall, we should be good. No healing tree, please. There we go. There we go. One more dude. Okay, now we go down to the ambush spot. I'm gonna full heal before we go down there. Oh man, I'm so mistiming these. Okay. As long as I don't get mobbed by them up there, we should be okay. There's one on the right. He's coming down. Okay, we're good. Collect our stuff. Yay! Alrighty. Got mystery key. Where does that go, I wonder? We'll find out. Till then, it will be a mystery. Alrighty, up we go. So that's where we need to be. And if we wanted, we could actually just jump down. Which we probably will... Oh, that's right. We can't... this is an Elden Ring. We can't just jump down. Also, the drop in this game will probably kill us. You take a lot of fall damage in this game. So, we'll have to go around the long way, which unfortunately means we have to fight through a couple more enemies. If I remember correctly, there's one on my right. Yeah. And that guy on the left is, no joke. Yeah, he's gonna mess me up and get me stuck. Yeah, he is really kind of brittle. Well, gotten ourselves into a pickle here. I think what we're gonna do, stop messing around. And just really get in there and do the business. Let's just see if we can pull it off, team. Looking okay so far. Just gotta get past these three homies. They're gonna start shooting us. Oh, my leg. Yeah, we made it. We're good. Just gonna go rest at this here bonfire. Sounds of the blacksmith. Bonfire lit and rested, which resets all the enemies. Cool. And we're good. Alright. We should go recover our souls. And we should open that shortcut. There's also hilariously an item in the church that we want to get. And a shortcut another shortcut that we want to unlock. So first we have to kill these three guys here, and this one on the right is always shooting me. Yeah, half the time is just getting back to where you died last time. Okay, so there's that. That's step one. Step two is pick up the item over here and go downstairs. And this guy will completely ruin me if he gets me, so we'll unlock that shortcut first, then we'll go there, open that shortcut. Oh, it hurts. Get me out of here! Oop, we're good. Cool, shortcut unlocked. This will bring us back to Firelink Shrine. Which, honestly, I might just rest at so I can get a ton of Estus. And I can give the Firekeeper soul to the Firekeeper to increase the use of our Estus flask, I believe. Yeah. Boom, so Estus flask +1 now. So now we've upgraded it. So now it heals us a little bit more each time we use it. Which is nice. Okay, now we're going to unlock shortcut number 2, which might end up being a suicide run. We'll see. See how crafty our dodges are. Yeah, I haven't even unlocked him yet, but don't worry, I won't forget about dealing with his ass. So there's gonna be 3 dudes here. Just run past all 3 of them. There's a guy upstairs casting spells. We want to unlock this. Ooh, yikes. Well, we unlocked that shortcut. Worth it. It's gonna be up forever now. So now we're gonna respawn back at Firelink, but it's fine. All we could do is we could use the... Can we use them to transport yet? No, we can't, because we haven't unlocked that item. Okay, so we'll have to... we have to make our way back to Berg. I think fastest way is actually right up here. Yeah, F. I agree. It's fine. So what we can do is we can go to Andre. Oh, we have the souls in our items too. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use some of these. No. We have some of these. We're going to use some of these to get some money, to buy some arrows from Andre, and then we're going to shoot that tail till we get the Drake Sword. And then once we have the Drake Sword, we'll go through and fight the first 2 major bosses, I think. I don't even know if I have the stats to wield the Drake Sword. It's kind of wild. Well, it sounds like that big guy's following me, so I definitely need to chill out here for a second. Let me double check and make sure Andre does sell arrows. If he doesn't, then it'll get real complicated. I'm pretty sure he does. What's up, Andre?
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre, the restorer. If it requires smithing, then speak to me.
Andre's the best. Purchase items. He does sell arrows. Yay! At 10 apiece. That's a pretty good deal, actually. Oh, can I learn your thingy?
Well,
Haha. Talking to certain NPCs will let you do certain emotes.
be careful out there.
Okay. So, I want to... Well, I don't need that anymore, so I can take that off. What I want to do is I want to spend... what does a large soul give? Yeah, he is an absolute unit. No kidding. I think I'm just going to use all of these. Just turn them into arrows. Just as I don't want to have to... No, we don't kill Andre. He's too wholesome. He gets to live. We'll just do it the hard way. Crest isn't that hard to get. Hello again. I would like to... I hear you sell arrows, sir. I would like to purchase 160 arrows from you. I'll try not to get myself killed. It's good advice, though, Andre. Appreciate you. Okay, now we need to go from here back to where the dragon was, which means we have to get back to Undead Burg. There's the church bells. I'm trying to think of the fastest way to... I think the fastest way is just to go through the church, which is pretty greedy. Oh, hi! Why are you there? You shouldn't be there on a reset. Oh, I guess you do kind of patrol through here. Spellcaster up there. These guys down here. This is open. I can just run past these guys. Oh, look at that. Some stuff on the ground. Grab that on my way. Oh no! That's not what I wanted to do! That's not what I wanted to do at all! Oh, I just turned this into a suicide run, didn't I? Yeah, shoot, I did. I got stuck. Tried to roll through, but the bodies blocked me. So yeah, I think we run past and through there. Guess we can go talk to Sigmar too, since we're here. And then we'll go up there. So this is Sen's Fortress. This is one of the areas we're going to need to get to eventually. In the interim, talk to our best friend. Another wholesome dude.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina.
Onion boy, yep.
I've run flat up against a wall. Or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge.
Yeah, they call him the Onion Knight, Simon.
And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
He's funny because in the story, he'll meet us at various points along the way and just get stuck. And then we have to do the thing that the game wants us to do to unlock it so that he can progress through. If you do that all the way, though, he gives you a huge reward, which is awesome. And he's a super cool dude. But if you don't do it, it gets a little tricky at the end. He really is the main character, honestly. Him and Solaire. The funny thing is that Solaire is actually the main character, but in an alternate timeline. And we co-op through our timeline and his timeline to get him to the end. Oh, I hope I can make it through here without getting nailed. But yeah, Solaire is like super cool. Oh wow, that restores a lot more than it used to. That's fantastic. We're not going to get those this time. We're just going to run through. We learned our lesson last time. At least I want to believe that we learned our lesson. The tricky thing that I'm trying to figure out, how the hell... Oh, we have to deal with... Oh, we have to deal with the rats. Oh, I think that was worth it. Okay, we're good. Oh, can we make it past this guy? I don't know if we can run past this guy. Because we're getting attacked in the back now. Oh, so close. We were so close to making it. Alright, we might have to go the other way around. Rats, yeah. I got killed by the Rat King, Simon. That's okay. We'll go the long way around. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to Firelink Shrine. We'll go back through the game quickly, back to Undead Burg, and then we'll take the shortcut up to where the dragon is. And there's one other piece of the puzzle that I haven't checked yet that could be a monkey wrench, but even if it is, we'll be fine because we'll be at the dragon. I don't know if I can wield, if I have the stats to wield the short bow yet. We do, we're good. Okay, cool. That was the only other thing I had to check. Whee! Hi, Storm. Welcome. Yeah, I still love this game. It still holds up after all these years. It's crazy. I'm getting bullied by these guys. There he goes. Alright. Making our way through. That one guy might run up behind us, but I'm not super worried. We made it. Okay. Cool. Now, put on the bow. Put on some arrows. Oh. This is crossbow bolts. This is arrows. Alright. Two-hand it. Hope 160 arrows is enough. I don't even remember how many you're supposed to have. So the cool thing about dual wielding the bow is you can right click and you'll aim down sights. And there's a little bit of arrow drop. Speedrun strats, yeah, no kidding. Definitely not. Yeah, no, this is definitely gonna take a second, but it's okay. I know there's a way to time it, I just don't have the timing down to double shoot it. There we go. D2 Dungeon Cheese, yeah, no kidding. Oh, it's definitely a little cheesy. It's funny, a lot of the enemies in this game, the dragons especially, if you shoot them if you break their tail off, it does give you a special item. The gargoyles in the game do the same thing as well. It's just the only way to get it. No, it's not the only way to get it, but it's like, the other way to get it is pretty rough. And it's definitely worth the time to get because it's such a powerful item. There we go, got the triple. We're getting better at that. There we go, got it.